Hey guys, welcome back. So, there are 90 days left in 2024. Why not build momentum? Build a powerful winning streak so that you blast through the gates for 2025. It'd be great to have a bunch of habits stacked up so that you're good to go. You're just on fire already before 2025 even starts. See, the thing is, I realized that just the thought of it, it's not good enough, right? And I know how complex it is, so I'll keep it inspirational and philosophical. The vast majority of people in society, they're very focused on how it would feel like to get the success, right? Once they have whatever accolade, whatever possession they want, the money, whatever it is, right? They're excited for that. And so I want to talk to you about the other end of that. And so on the other end of it, what we have to truly understand, and I always go back to Sigmund Freud's pain-pleasure principle. Again, it's easy to run away from something, right? And just to run towards pleasure instead. It's hard to stay and confront the situation, to deal with those reps that you need to put in, right? So what I really want to get to here is that, while everyone is showing you how shiny and glorious success can be, on the road to success, one big point is that you must transform. And transformation is painful. Right? We must acknowledge this, that every time we deal with the hardship, do we push harder or do we just fold? Right? There's this huge kind of pathway one must go through. As it is, you must focus on one thing and that one thing only, right? If you're gonna be, for example, a bodybuilder, you need to go to the gym and lift weights consistently. You need to eat well. You need to get your rest, so on and so forth, right? So the word that a lot of people don't understand that as it splits into two is the word repetition, right? Repetition. Repetition will split into two paths. For the average person, what I've noticed is repetition will split into boredom. Like, oh, I keep doing that same thing over and over again. It's getting boring, man. I don't really, whatever. Cool, right? That's why new is always in. People love new. But the other thing that we need to acknowledge is repetition also leads to greatness, right? With repetition, we're able to get to a place of mastery. That's the important word, mastery. As such, again, transformation has all kinds of pain. And I want to talk to you about that today because everyone's just trying to sell you the dream. Oh, it's going to feel so good. But how are you going to get there? There's going to be pain, there's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations you have to deal with. Right, so as it goes, there's a few things that are really important to talk about in regards to all of this. So one thing I really want to do is talk about something called awareness. Right, with awareness, we can decipher what's really happening and how it's happening and analyze everything that's going on. Right, one of the big things with awareness is something called pattern recognition. Right, this is very, very, very important when it comes to us trying to figure out what's happening, how is it happening, right? Pattern recognition. Because there's so many different things that we're doing on a constant, regular basis which is technically repetition, but it's like, what are you repeating that's giving you the same life? You understand what I'm saying? That's why, again, transformation is painful. For example, let's say we have a student, he's going to school, and he needs to do something like, let's say he wants to lose weight. But losing the weight is not that big of a deal for him. He keeps eating the same junk food because he's going to stay safe, right? So you deliberately have to go into the pain. Otherwise, it's not happening. And as such, again, with the pain-pleasure principle discovered by Sigmund Freud, it's easy to run away, be like, I don't need to go on a diet. I'm safe. Who cares? Like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? If you're safe, why even bother, right? Like, in today's generation, we are the most comfortable generation ever, right? Things are so much simpler and easier with the amount of technology and whatnot that we have at our disposal. So where I'm trying to take this to is that greatness requires sacrifice, right? If you're gonna get out of your comfort zone, you're gonna have to be willing to give up on some of your comforts, right? That's a huge barrier to success, barrier to entry, essentially, for the vast majority of people. They're just like, I don't really need to. It's not a big deal. I'm good the way I am. Whatever. Your environment will tell you, yeah, you're doing fine. You'll feel fine. But deep down inside, you'll know, oh man, I could have done better. That's the worst. That is the worst of it all, right? So, to get to this place, pattern recognition, understanding the repetition, the transformation being painful and whatnot, you gotta take a deep audit of yourself first, right? As the Greeks said, know thyself. Really important. There's a huge component of being one with your complete system, being unshakable, being ready to just take on whatever life has to throw at you, right? It's not that just the transformation is painful, but the journey might have its trials and tribulations. That's part of the entire process as well. So what we must also realize because of this, sometimes there's a lot of noise in society, right? Like, you can get into a good environment that can help you, but this is pretty difficult and not everyone has privilege to this. So sometimes, the big one, a lot of people acknowledge this, a lot of the greats. Greatness may require solitude. You might have to be alone. People are going to tell you this, they're going to tell you that, they're going to give you your opinion, yada yada yada. I'll tell you this way. I love telling it this way, because I think it's the absolute best way to tell it. We don't need to figure out how to become the next Elon Musk, or the next Jeff Bezos, or the next Larry Page, or the next Warren Buffett, or the next Albert Einstein. You get where I'm going with this, right? We just need to be the next us. You just need to be the next to you, right? And to do that, with all this considered, the final thing I'm going to say is one needs to conquer oneself and master oneself. This is very, very, very important. This is really the key, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's still even deeper than this. Like, I had so many realizations, but this is like literally how to get it going. Like, this is gonna build the awareness to get you to start the work, because I believe that acknowledging it and becoming aware of it is a great catalyst for the change to start. Right? Like, for example, what we also need to realize is sometimes people don't talk about it this way, but the example of the butterfly, right? When the caterpillar cocoons itself to become the butterfly, within the cocoon, it liquefies. The whole body liquefies to remold itself to become the caterpillar. That's painful. But look at what happens. It transforms from a land creature to a flying creature, soars to new heights, right? Anything in life, you can take this example to anything. Like, let's say someone wants to become a champion bodybuilder, or just like someone that has a lot of muscle. Gotta go to the gym, gotta lift the weights. Man, that's discomfort, that hurts. There's pain involved, you're gonna be sore, right? It's not easy to do that. But eventually, the shape of your body changes, confidence goes up, your strength goes up. You have to work for that, you have to build that, right? You can, like literally any situation in life. If one wants to become a doctor, for example, gotta burn the midnight oil, right? Gotta learn how to understand complex scientific jargon, right? It takes a lot of work, and sometimes like that kind of like work, it's taxing on the brain. You're gonna get a lot of mental exhaustion. A lot of people might be like, oh, it's too hard, I don't want to deal with it. But the people who are going for greatness, man, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna figure this out, I'm gonna get through this, I'm gonna finish that exam, I'm gonna get my certification and become an MD. Screw that, right? There's a power in attitude, right? How do you view the challenge and view yourself in the face of that challenge? Do you just fold when it gets hard, or do you go and crush that? It's serious. 90 days left, man. I'm excited to share the phase one, the results of phase one. I'll do it at the end of the week, and I'll share with you guys how that's progressing. The terminology for the way I want to describe it. Alright guys, there's so many things in development. I'm so excited. I can't wait to give you guys some master classes and workshops and how deep this stuff can really go. I hope I provided you some good value. There's 90 days in 2024. Start at least one habit that you can be happy about that you started today when it's 2025, January 1st. Alright? Have yourself a good one. I'll talk to you soon.